Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Voyager's Guide to Ravean kind of god profile. This time, we're actually going to look into the Sleeping Maiden. Now, this is kind of a weird deity. The Sleeping Maiden is a neutral evil deity, often depicted as a sleeping woman, though her exact description varies from person to person. She is well known to be an alluring goddess, speaking in the dreams of her followers and entreating them to join her. The Sleeping Maiden has no specific tenets. Instead, she has a mission that her followers most commonly take on, though only the most dedicated actually see it through. The Sleeping Maiden is a goddess so named because, as legend has it, she has been asleep from the beginning of time. Only a worthy companion can join the maiden and wake her from this unending slumber, or so the legend goes. This is a legend that the goddess uses to her advantage, as her mission is to lure mortal souls to her side so that she might sustain herself on their energy. In her domain, she has a veritable nest of lost souls within which she rests. The Sleeping Maiden is a deceitful and luring goddess that aims to call as many people to her side as possible, often seeking out the lost and vulnerable to get them to pledge themselves to her. Those that do find their soul upon their death surrendered to their goddess's macabre nest. To speed up the process, the goddess also seeks to pressure those vulnerable people to join her maybe a little bit early. The followers of the Sleeping Maiden are often the most downtrodden people of the land. So, we'll break her down. This is a goddess that on the surface appears as a sweet young woman that, oh, she just needs her Prince Charming to come and wake her, and only the true one can come and, wake her up. And what will this goddess do? She's been asleep this whole time. She'll be a new person, a new goddess in the world stage. What is going to happen? Well, no. She has been asleep and appears to be asleep and appears to her followers as the most alluring woman that they would appreciate, right? Kind of almost like a siren. She appears to be alluring and asleep in this challenge, and she calls to these people in their dreams and calls to them to try to get them to come and quote unquote save her from this unending slumber. And maybe they're the chosen one, right? Maybe they're the person that is finally going to be the person to wake her up. But part of the risk is that she doesn't actually want them to wake her up. She will subsist off of the energy of their souls after they die and enter into her domain. So she sleeps in a bed surrounded by all of these mortal souls that are slowly feeding into her power. And that tends to be the thing that just sustains her, is the fact that she can just tell people, hey, come and rescue me. And then all of a sudden they're trapped as well. She also targets people that are vulnerable, people that are on the brink, people that are struggling, people that are suffering in life, and tries to get them to pledge themselves to her and give them a renewed sense of purpose, but not too much, because she also wants to convince them to end it all early so that they can join her, giving them enough purpose to undertake this horrific act so that then maybe they're the chosen one, but then they get there and she can just move on to the next chosen one in the future. So she is this deceitful and horrible goddess with this veneer, this facade or a mask of the vulnerable princess in need of saving. So this makes it a very interesting and challenging god to run. If you were going to run her, it's almost like running an antlion, setting up this trap, whispering encouragements to someone in the hopes that they'll devote themselves to this goddess. But since she's this living embodiment of just do it in the worst way possible, you don't actually want her to be successful. She makes for a very good villain, is probably the best way to put it. So that's it for the Sleeping Maiden. It's pretty quick. She hasn't done much. She's been asleep this whole time, just gathering as many people as possible. So if you liked this video, definitely give me a like, leave a comment, and if you were ever to be a person that would be in theory targeted by the Sleeping Maiden, or struggling in life and needs something, find someone to talk to for sure. Get some help, get some support. There are people out there that love you and want you around. So don't try to be that chosen one. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. Keep in mind, it doesn't take much to make a difference, so be the difference that you want to see out in the world. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.